The Last Caretaker recently released a brand new roadmap, and it comes with huge momentum for this game on the eve of its first substantial update on December 18th. Over the past few weeks, The Last Caretaker has taken the survival game community by storm. It's been everywhere: YouTube, Twitch, Discords, and players are clearly hungry for something different. So now that the hype is real and the momentum is there, this roadmap matters more than ever. Today, I'm going to break down what's actually coming, what matters for gameplay, what feels ambitious, and whether this roadmap puts The Last Caretaker on the right path long term. No hype, no blind praise, just an honest breakdown. Alright, guys, The Last Human Christmas 2025 is set to release on December 18th, and we definitely will be highlighting that update in a video at Barebones Survivor. A couple of things it is including. We won't go through the full update notes just quite yet in case they make any changes. But as far as the roadmap is concerned, they're adding habitat node questline. So if you've played this game, you've seen some POIs that are made of shipping containers and things like that. There's a lot of memories and things like that on there. There's a quest line that's going to be coming for those POIs specifically. New modules and forklift, which Steam does confirm it is a drivable forklift, which we have seen, but a lot of people scrap those, so I hope they're going to respawn those in there. But it would make the game, some of the more tedious things a little bit easier. For example, at the big stations, you have to run a lot back and forth, and your weight is always full, and it's hard to get to the other side of these huge platforms with a lot of stuff on you. So a drivable forklift that can fit on the elevators would make that part a lot more easier, kind of like a quality of life upgrade right off the bat. New modules, I'm assuming, are the plugins for the different pieces of equipment that you can build, such as the fabricator. Um, Warehouse and caves, from what I understand, are new POIs, and secret caves, which I'm guessing you may find quest items or things like that that lead you to these POIs. So a lot of the game takes place above water, and from what I can tell, this is going to be a bigger push to spend more time underwater. The basketball game, well, I guess it'll be fun. If you've played and you've been to certain POIs, you've seen basketball goals, and you've probably played your own version of basketball in this game already. Now, night vision and money trash. Night vision would be great for sure. Um, there are some places, some POIs, very difficult to see in the dark until you get the power turned on. So that'll be pretty cool. But money trash, we're not sure. Perhaps something we can use later. I do expect, and I could be wrong because it is The Last Caretaker, but I do expect some sort of NPCs or humans or something like that in the future. There are, like at the Exodus station, there are those little flying robots there, but you can't interact with them yet, and but they are pretty cool. Anyway, let's move to the Final Frontier. Ocean, the Final Frontier, beginning of 2026. So hopefully, um, very early January, maybe early February, we will get a new vehicle, the jet ski. And from what I'm figuring, the boat, even at its fastest, is still kind of slow. I mean, it does take you some time to get to different POIs, and perhaps the jet ski will just allow you to get from place to place very fast. You know, if you need to run and maybe grab a seat or whatever the case may be, you won't probably be able to carry a lot of resources, but it will be there for you to get from one place to the other pretty quickly. Storms and lightning rods, I'm hoping. I mean, the storms on this game are already pretty cool and great, but I'm hoping the lightning rods allow us to harness lightning into power to help fuel or to help power stations and your boat, maybe. That would be very good. I think that would be pretty interesting. Fishing, net launcher, and sonar. So far, you can't fish in the game, and what's underwater is very limited. We have sharks and we have the little leeches, and that's, you know, just about it. So, more fish, underwater creature type things would be great. And maybe you could harvest fish for bio resources, perhaps. And sonar may allow you to see underwater peel eyes. Build decorations and boat customizations will also be really cool because survivors in survivor games love to make it their own. So perhaps paint schemes, um, additions to the boat, decorations, of course, but maybe changing its physical appearance, but I'm not real sure. Anyway, that's early next year, and it should be a pretty substantial update itself. Curiosity Wakes, early spring 2026. So hopefully we're talking early spring as in April, early April, maybe into March. Who knows? But this one is probably one of the ones I'm the most excited about. New vehicle, gyrocopter, rafts, and steel cables. So I'm assuming gyrocopters, of course, there's a lot of helipads on these rigs and these platforms. Um, You'll be able to travel between them. I'm not sure how that's going to affect weight and resources and how much the gyrocopter will be able to carry. But rafts and steel cables, I'm assuming you'll be able to tow stuff. What would the purpose of that be? I'm not sure. New enemy types, which we don't know, but it is refreshing and exciting to know that some more enemies are coming. Data cables. So there are those computers you can't plug into them yet, but there is a port, so that data cable is coming. And I'm not sure what we would use it for. Perhaps transferring some sort of data from the ship or from you to a POI that may allow you to do certain things, open certain things, get recipes, blueprints. I mean, the sky's the limit. And contact with space. So far, you're sending up humans, but you don't have any contact with what's going on up there. And with that, I'm hoping for quest lines. All the videos and all the YouTubers I've seen, they're sending up humans, they're making different ones, but there's no real rhyme or reason. It's just for fun and to see what you can build. All right, below us, spring 2026. So this is going to get into probably late April, early May, if things go well. New underwater locations. We see a tunnel with enemies in it on the screen there, which is pretty cool. It almost reminds me of like SeaWorld or something, where you go in the glass tunnel and you see the fish above you. That would be good. Combat upgrades. Perhaps strength, that will help with strength or fighting, like new attachments for your weapons, maybe even new weapons. Actually, it does say new weapons plus shield, which shield would be great because there's really no way to protect yourself if you get into a swarm of enemies like the little bees or the little leeches. And they pretty much, if you can't destroy them before they get to you, you take a lot of damage. Photo mode will, you know, that's usually a part of every game. I don't use it much. It is what it is. I think it'll be great for whoever likes that type of stuff. And a new quest, maybe even a new quest line. This game has a lot of potential, and the sky's the limit. I'm really excited to see how this game will progress. New Horizons, early summer 2026. Classified emerges from the deep, and on the teaser image you see a large object, very much like extremely larger than the boat, up underneath it. Now, whether that's mechanical Bio, who knows? It could be maybe some sort of whale. It could be maybe some sort of drivable vehicle like a submarine, which I know a lot of people have been asking for. Decoy mine and VHS tapes. Okay, perhaps VHS tapes will let you see clips of life before all of this, maybe to help you understand what happened and what the world was like. A decoy mine, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what purpose that would be. If it doesn't explode, there's no multiplayer. What would a decoy mine? What would the purpose of that serve? Anyway, new enemy types and new quests. You know, there's a lot of new quests coming in these updates, which I like to see. You got to keep your game relevant. I think it'll be good. And finally, there's no date on this last one. It just says the future. New frontiers. Perhaps maybe we'll get some land somewhere. I mean, we're in the water, mostly water, but who knows? I think it would be interesting. It reminds me, well, it doesn't really remind me of the movie Waterworld, but I guess it could, you know. Like dry land is, nobody knows it exists, but then you end up finding it. And perhaps this game could add something like that in the future. It just says classified. It says reveals its secrets. I have no idea what that means. New enemy type, new quests, and more. The image, the teaser image, doesn't really say much about this, and I'm sure, you know, they just want us to know that they will be doing a lot more stuff in the future. So we have December 18th, a really cool update coming, and what I'm considering a quality of life update. Hopefully, they can fix some of the bugs with the game. I did read through some of the upcoming things with the update, and they're trying to get the game to run smoother. This game is really, really fun. Don't get it wrong. But there, it crashes so much, and it gets a little frustrating. You have to back up your game every 5 minutes because sometimes you do something that you don't want to have to do again, like carrying a ton of raw resources up to, you know, the roof of a building, and you have to walk slow, you're overweight, and you get up there and your game crashes. So hopefully they can work on some things like that. So next week, then we have early 26, early spring, and then summer. So between now and probably July, we're looking at 5 really substantial updates. All I can say is if you have not checked out this game, please do. It is a lot of fun, especially if you love survival games. And if you made it this far in the video, and if you like this sort of content, hit the like, hit the subscribe. This is Bear from Barebones Survivor, and we'll see you out there.